Hi everyone, I'm back with this mini book project for you. This small book is a really great toy for infants and toddlers. It is made of felt and has 6 book pages. If you are still struggling with the so-called classic bookbinding technique, or you are a beginner and have a shortage of sewing skills, this tutorial is perfect for you. And before I start, I would like to ask you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Like, comment, share this video if you will find it helpful. And if you like to show extra gratitude for my content, you can buy super thanks by clicking the thanks button under my video. I would greatly appreciate your support. So let's get started. Here is my mini book template in PDF file format. I have prepared FCM and SVG cutting files as well. So the template in all 3 file formats is available on my Etsy store. The link to my shop you can find in the description box under the video below. And for those who are going to use my PDF, please read my recommendations on how to print the template. The recommendations you can find in the item description. The felt I'm gonna use is a Korean stiff felt. It is 100% polyester and the thickness of the felt is 1.2 millimeters. For this project I'm gonna use 2 types of threads. For sewing animals designs and for stitching along the book edges, I'm gonna use this Gutermann all-purpose sewing thread. And for binding all the book pages together, for stitching the book spine, I'm gonna use this resistant Gutermann Mara thread. Since the felt I use is quite stiff, there is no need to use an interfacing for my book pages. And by the way, all these animals designs are available on my Patreon page. What Patreon is and how to use it you can find in the description box under the video below. And I forgot to mention the book size. The size of the page is 127 by 127 millimeters, and the dimension of the panel is 122 by 122 millimeters. Now I would like to show you how to work with my PDF. The PDF file has 3 pages. The 3rd page let's put aside, we will need it later. So, A, B and C details. These are the patterns for our book pages. And here is the pattern for the page panel. For our book we need to cut 6 of them. So here is my felt sheet and my A detail. Place on fold means place the pattern, draw it, and after that turn it over and draw the pattern on the other side. So let's do it. To be sure my template is going to be placed nice and even, I'm gonna draw a straight line using my ruler. So now I'm placing my template and tracing it with my erasable pen. One side, then turn it over and tracing another side as well. My tracing line is not really precise. My camera tripod is just right in front of me, so it doesn't allow me to trace my pattern properly. Well, once you trace the pattern accurately, cut it out. Cut out B and C details in the same way. Now I would like to show you how I cut the button details with my scan and cut machine. I am attaching the felt sheet onto the cutting mat, loading my cutting mat into the scan and cut and telling my machine to scan. Once it is scanned, I'm going to my PC and opening my cutting file using the Brother Canvas workspace application. I'm gonna cut my A and B details first. Right now I'm importing the scanned image from my cutting machine, adjusting my buttons and transferring the cutting data to my scan and cut. So now I am going back to my scan and cut, clicking on Retrieve Data. Double check that's exactly what I need. Yes, all correct. And start. Here we go. It says it will take 2 minutes to cut the designs. And I always keep my eye on how the cutting is going, just to be ready immediately to stop the machine if something goes wrong. Well, the cutting is finished and I got my A and B details. Cutting the rest of the details in the same way. Okay. I have my A, B and C details, my 6 panels, and the animals designs I'm gonna use for my mini book. Now let's look at the book pages. Here are the book spines and their widths differ. The A detail has the widest spine. The spine on the B detail is a little shorter, and the C detail has the shortest spine. And this is the way it should be. Make sure you cut the details in the right way, and keep the book details in the right order. When you cut and assemble these details in the correct way, the book edge should be nice and even, like so. And yes, it is better to name each detail, so the details don't get mixed up. The detail with the widest spine is the A little shorter spine is the B detail, this one is the C. The third page of my template. So it is a scheme, a plan for my future book. As you can see, this scheme shows on what page a panel should be placed. And for my convenience, I wrote down on each page what animal I'm going to put here. And if the page has a panel, what color it should be. So now I'm going to transfer all those notes from my scheme to my future book. That's it. I already laid out all the designs and now they are ready to be sewn in place. My detailed video on how I sewed this dog, on how I did embroider my brand name, I will link down below. Okay, now all the pages are ready. Now I am going to assemble the panels and the pages together following my scheme. I'm using my wonder clips for holding project layers together. So now let's go to the sewing machine and stitch along the edges. Most of you already know I prefer to match thread to my project. So here I'm using an apple green thread for the bobbin and a light blue for my top thread. Okay, here is one side and here is the back side. For stitching my next page, I just have changed my top thread to a light mint green. And here is the result. And the last one, the same thread for the bobbin and the yellow one for the top thread. Okay, looks good. Let's secure and hide the thread ends. I'm tying a knot and threading my needle. Poking the tip of the needle back into the hole my threads are coming out of. Running my needle between the project layers. Pulling gently on those threads to hide that knot and snip the thread tails right near the project top. Now I am going to add a string to the spine of my book. Please make sure the maximum safe circumference is not more than 38 centimeters. The string is going to be stitched onto the center of the spine of the B detail. I am zigzagging my two ends of the string together and after that stitching that string onto the place right in the center of the book spine. Like so. Okay, we are almost done. The last step is to make a final stitch to bind all three book details together. But first, make sure you arrange the details in the correct order. Now I'm gonna take my C detail and draw markings for my final stitch. This corner is a point where the book page ends and the book spine starts. So from that corner I'm gonna measure 5 millimeters and drawing the line on the other side in the same way. And on the top and on the bottom of the book spine I am doing the same, measuring 5 millimeters away from the edge and drawing a line. Now I am placing my details on top of each other, the C detail, then the B detail, and the A detail is on the top. I am lining up the edges of the spines, making sure all three are aligned. Now be careful and take your time. You need to assemble to position all three details like so. The details should be symmetrically arranged like so. And I'm using my wonder clips to hold all my details together. Making sure all three are aligned. It's back to my sewing machine. I have my resistant Gutermann Mara thread on top and in my bobbin. So I am going to make a stitch following my markings. I am sewing slowly, making sure everything is aligned and even. Okay, that's it. All I need to do now is to hide my thread tails. And we are done with this project. I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. So all the information, Links to my Etsy shop and to my Patreon page will be linked down below in the description box. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Like, comment and share this video. And if you like to show extra gratitude for my content, you can buy super thanks by clicking the thanks button under my video. There are multiple price points you can purchase. I would greatly appreciate your support. Happy creations, thank you, bye for now.